questions. How about?
Hey, pretty complete nomination. You got a lot of guys in. How do you kind of go about assessing the big takeaways from a game like that, where you're up 35-0 in the first quarter, and what were they for you?
Well, first off, you watch the tape, and what can we correct from a technique and fundamental standpoint? The one thing I was impressed with our team was just their approach. They had a great week of training and a great week of practice, and I think it's a sign of maturity. They're focused on getting better on a daily basis, and that's something that we preach. But it's not always followed. We understand that, but I think it really was followed this week. And these guys went out this week, Sunday through Wednesday, of trying to get better as football players, and the standard that we're going to train at. And we've continued to train better each week. We were better in San Diego State than we were in Coastal, and our numbers told us that. And we were better this week than we were in the San Diego State week. So they're continuing to grow. They're continuing to build. The fact that we got an opportunity to play so many guys was a good deal. It's awesome to see those guys' faces that they work so hard during the week that they actually can pays off for them and they get to play on Saturdays. So looks like we're relatively healthy coming out of this, and then we got to be ready to go because league play starts this week coming up. There's 8 teams in the Pac-12 that are in the top 25 in the country, so this conference play for everybody's going to be a battle.
You got 5 quarterbacks in the game. Can you talk a little bit about each one and what you saw of them?
How long do we have?
As long as you want.
I don't. We got tape to watch. So. I thought Dante did a really good job again. He's extremely poised. He does a great job throwing the ball and giving guys catchable balls when there's territory there. I think he fits the ball in really well. You saw Colin next. I think Colin's athleticism has shown in both games that he's played in. But we've been up so much, we really haven't gotten an opportunity to let him throw very often. Garbs did a really nice job when he was in there, and Ethan's played a lot of football for us, and we're really comfortable with Ethan. And when he runs our offense, I think we do a really good job and we click. And then it was really good to get Chase and Justin in the second half and to get them some experience and some snaps, because again, in this league, you never know. You don't know what you're going to get to and where you're going to be, but we feel like depth is a strength of this team right now, and the fact that we could play 5 guys is a positive. So.
Anthony Adkins was your leading rusher today, kind of the first time we got to see him. What can you say about the role that he has and how that's developed since transferring from Army?
Yeah, he's a big physical back, but he's very nifty on his feet. I think he's got really good vision. I'm not sure we knew how athletic he was when we got him. Obviously he played a different style of offense at Army. He was the fullback in the wishbone and just pounding it between the A-gaps. But he's got a little bit of side to side in him. I think he's tough to tackle. He runs with good body lean. I think he's continuing to develop. He's one of those guys that each week, as he starts to get more comfortable in what we're doing, you see him getting better and better, and that's a positive. You can't have too many running backs. I think we have 2 in Carson and TJ right now, but I think Anthony's really starting to push and get into the mix, and I think that's a good thing as we go into league play here.
Coach, when it comes to Dante and his performance, the first few weeks, where can you see him improving, especially when it comes to this big game coming up on Saturday?
I think we can improve in every decision making, timing, just like anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, and I think he's played really, really well. But we're just still starting with him and pre-snap recognition, where the ball's going, and he's really good at it. But we can always improve, so he'll continue to work on the fundamentals of the game and in the decision-making process of the game.
Coach, you had a lot of guys get some time on the field for the first time this season. We saw Siale Tabaki get that start. What led to him getting in there?
Well, he didn't start. He came in I think the second drive or the fourth drive, in the second and the fourth drive. So, Siale's a kid that's worked extremely hard at the rehab aspect. He's been out for over a year now. He has fought and battled, and I was really happy that he got an opportunity to get in. He was certainly on a pitch count of how many snaps he could get, and I think we got that early in the second quarter, so you didn't see him after that. But, to see the smile on his face after the game, and really happy for him because we know how hard he's worked to get back from a rehab standpoint.
Devin Palat, Kanye Clark were a few of those guys that got some playing time. Among those guys that haven't really played much, who stood out to you?
Devin Palat and Kanye Clark.
Coach, after your
35-0 start in the first quarter. When you get out to a great start like that, how much confidence do you feel like gives the players, coaches, like going into the rest of the game?
I mean, I think obviously that first quarter was a little interesting, you know, just because of the. I think there were 2 one-play drives and 1 two-play drive, so it got moving very quickly. You know, for the opening play of the game to be a touchdown, and then Schley's first play is a touchdown. You know, then we got another long run. You know, it went bang, bang, bang. You know, I'm not sure what the total count was, but I think we may have scored more points than plays we ran today. You know, that's not a common occurrence. But I think it's a credit to our guys and their preparation and how they prepared for this game.
You just curious, the quarterback progression. I think it was Dante 3 drives, Colin 2, and then you went back to Dante. What was the thinking at that point?
That we needed to get Dante more reps.
Chip, how good was it to see Chase Griffin get into the game?
It was awesome. Chase is a special player here. You know, we have leaders at each position. He was the hands-down unanimous pick at the quarterback spot, even though he's not the starter at that spot. But I think it's the players' respect for him and his approach on a daily basis of what he does. I think he was the scout team player of the week 3 days in a row this week, simulating their quarterback, because their quarterback is an NFL prospect. So the look that he gave us as a scout team player this week was awesome, and the fact that we could get him in today was we were excited that we could do that.
And then also 2 straight games, Dante's taken the first snap. Is it safe to say he's a starter now, or?
There's nothing safe to say.
Just overall, the defense almost got a shutout and 2 more takeaways. They've got 3 games and 7 more tackles for loss. Just how do you feel the defense is done through 3 weeks?
I think they played well today. You know, there was probably, I think, because of what happened on the offensive side of the ball, some of those guys didn't play as much as they normally do. Latu and Darius and those guys, just because we get out to, you know, we jumped to such a big lead early. But when they were in there, I think obviously we have a front that can cause some problems. You know, and we'll see as they continue to grow. We've had 3 big tests now, but you know, we understand what the task is at hand. That we have this Saturday coming up, going to Utah. You know, you're playing the defending conference champs, so we're pleased with where we are right now, but we know we have to continue to progress.
Thank you.
Good guys. Afternoon football. Gotta love it.